Hi there, I'm Claire Chancellor from Be Your Purpose Coaching. Today, what I want to talk about is what you can do with your messaging to attracting clients that you want to say yes to. What I've got to go through with you today is processes and the mindsets that I teach my NLP students and my clients so that they can have the thriving business of their dreams. I know these processes work because last year I ended up with a 9-month wait list. And so it's these simple steps that can really make a big difference to your business. So as I always have with my YouTubes, I've got some slides here to show you just to help those visual learners. So let's get started. As I've stated, today what I want to talk about is why someone would actually say yes to working with you. I want to explore what problem you solve, and I want you to think about who you want to work with. All of these pieces of the puzzle ensure that the messaging that you're putting out there on social media have that greater impact. From my own business growth, I have seen plenty of clients go from pushing, hustling, using a lot of that willpower to get their business out there. And that is a fast track to burnout, believe me. Most of my clients, or in fact, all of my clients, I should say, are phenomenal at what they do, their skill set. And yet there's this dread, this fear of judgment, this hesitation about putting it out there to the world to let people know what service they provide. You have amazing skills. You are successful at what you can do. And yet there's that gap, right? Just like being on a trapeze between, finishing kinesiology training or a breathwork training, like those skills are amazing and should be out in the world. And yet there's that gap between what you do and the potential clients. And today, what we're going to do is talk about the messaging to bring that gap in because that gap can be so full of fear, judgment, overwhelm, imposter syndrome. And it's that needs to be cleared to be able to get your message out there to the clients that you want to work with. Putting your hand up there, who knows that gap really well? The early days of my business, I was the master at that gap. It used to keep me awake at night. I can tell you that when you actually understand what are those key steps to get your business out there, it's sort of like grab hold of your clients and absolutely thrive. It's amazing how quickly things can shift. So imagine that we're in a group coaching right now and I could hear you and we could interact with each other. I want you to think about, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how happy are you with the number of clients that you've currently got? So 1, you could be at like, Claire, clients, what clients? Like I'm fresh out of my training. Or 10 is like, yeah, no, I'm really, really happy with the number of clients that I'm seeing. It fits in well with my schedule, my lifestyle. Where are you on that scale? Because your messaging to attract the clients are going to be a little bit different depending on where you're up to. If you're at the earlier end of your business, like clients, I need clients, then this is actually a really, really great place to be in because your business is like a blank canvas right now. And truth be told, you can look at specifically who you want to work with, what service you want to provide, and it's about delivering something that lights you up. You haven't been triggered by difficult clients, you haven't, got all of the heavy weight from the past. This is a fresh new start, so it's quite exciting. And in a quick message there, I would be saying to you to look at your messaging to be about the introductory price, direct messaging on what problems that you solve, because your yes clients are looking at what you do, getting to know who you are, getting to know what problem you solve, and having that, checking in with themselves to say, yeah, I'm willing to give this a go. I'm willing to have this experience with you. So it's a very exciting phase to be at with your business when things are quite new and fresh. Now, if you said that you're at a 10 with the number of clients that you're currently working with, they're great, then you are at the cusp of raising your price and potentially even working with groups. Your yes clients are looking for that confidence in you, that leadership in that you are the expert. and there's a lot of confidence within your energy to say, like, yes, I can absolutely provide you the solution that you're looking for. So if you're at that 10, I would be looking at the idea of actually taking your business to the next level, and attracting in clients for groups or at a higher rate. Now, before we go into, more of the messaging, I just want you to check in with yourself. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how energizing are the clients that you're currently working with? When you wake up in the morning and you sort of go through your mind of like, oh, okay, I'm seeing such and such and such and such. Is there this enthusiasm to get out of bed? There's that anticipation? I don't need coffee, like I'm talking to such and such. It's like, yay. Or are you at the other end of that scale? Clients are burning me out, Claire. It's just like so draining. They're not listening. This isn't a good match. Where are you on that scale? Because again, the messaging is going to be really different. If you are at the end of the scale of number one, they're saying like the clients that I'm working with, oh my gosh. Yeah, overwhelming, depleting, all of that stuff. Then I'm here to say that you are actually saying yes to the wrong client. This is now the time, the pivotal time, to be getting really clear on who you want to work with and looking at the niche in which you are the expert. There's clearly some limiting beliefs here, some scarcity, from some fear of having those difficult conversations, on having the difficult conversation with yourself to say, actually, I've done my time at the beginning stage. I actually need to refine who I am and my messaging, and having that level of integrity to know what type of client that you want to work with and saying, thank you, I'm not the right fit for you, and to let those other clients go. Because energetically, your intuition knows who you're supposed to be working with. And if you're just saying yes for the sake of saying yes, ah, I can tell you, you're probably, yes, working with that client, but then spending the money that they've paid on needing help with massage or acupuncture or something like that. It's not working, and you need to have a look at why you're keeping yourself in that spiral. So lightening the energy, if you're at a number 10 there and it's like, no, the type of clients I'm working with, Claire, super energizing, love who I'm working with, then that's completely fantastic. It's absolutely, again, time to step up in your leadership and to start teaching the strategies that you do to help other people create that success. So again, we're talking about two different ends of the scale. But most likely, if you're here watching this, then you're probably more at the drained or more at the lack of numbers within your business. So let's have a look at what's causing that. So many people belief systems will absolutely hold back their business growth. If you have some limiting belief about being seen, being heard, being valued in your business, or not even in your business, just in day-to-day life, those beliefs, to me anyway, are like these energetic kind of barriers, like your armor. And so if you've got this sort of fear, scarcity sitting there, maybe you were bullied as a 5-year-old, or got called up in front of the class when you were little, and you've sort of said to yourself, never again will I be seen, never again will I put myself out there. That is still sitting at your unconscious level, where the unconscious mind is doing what it can to resist and push away that potential threat. So if you are holding on to that scarcity and the fear of being seen, the fear of judgment, then I would be saying get some coaching on that, or at least do some self-coaching on where that's coming from and how that's impacting you now. I know for myself, being dyslexic as a child, having all of that fear of like spelling and being seen and speaking up, it's taken a lot of internal work for me to be able to put this slide up here. And if you can even read any spelling mistakes, you can read them, but I can't. And I'm okay with that. I've released that fear of judgment, but I share that with you in a way of demonstrating that these beliefs, they don't even look business related, and yet they sort of leach into your success. With coaching, with NLP, you can clear it pretty quickly. So I would be encouraging anybody to get in and clear those limiting beliefs, because it's not about, oh, if you believe in your success. It's actually the other way around. It's you've got to pull the weeds out first before you plant the garden. And so, yeah, you can see I'm getting really passionate about this one. And then the other one there on my list, I would be looking at the lack of boundaries. So that comes in as the fear of the difficult conversations, the fear of putting yourself first, the saying yes to everybody. If those boundaries are not in place, then you are holding your business success back. And in fact, you're taking away from clients' success because you're not showing up at that optimum level. You're saying yes to people that you shouldn't be saying yes to. The thing with business success is, if you're willing to have those difficult conversations, your business will be quite successful. It goes against that empath coaches kind of mindset to say, I can help, to be generous, but really it's to be generous with those who are ready to receive your incredible skill set. So people who are struggling with limiting beliefs tends to sound like, why would people listen to me? I don't know what to say. What if I don't do a good enough job? What if people don't like me? And this comes to like that moment when you're about to create a social media post and it's like, I don't know what to say. When you're in alignment with your business, the ideas stream in. There's a level of excitement when you're in alignment with the message that you want to share, with the vision that you've got for yourself and the business that you want to create. That stuff drops in really easily. So if you're in that rumination of, I don't know what to say, why would people listen to me? Resolve that. Go talk to a healer, coach, a co-worker, somebody to help you get a different perspective. Truth be told, that when you start to stand up and speak your truth, you are naturally going to trigger other people's insecurities and jealousies. It's a difficult one, right? Because you've been able to create this level of comfort, support, security. And if you think about like that classroom of people who've gone through training, hypnosis, or whatever it is, there is this unconscious sort of, not competition, but the minute that somebody steps out from that pack, that tall poppy syndrome side of things, there's that, there can be anyway, that insecurity of like, oh, who does she think she is? And, why isn't she helping me? And all of that stuff that will start to come up. And that's when you have to allow yourself to step into that confidence. Confidence is about taking a risk, trusting in yourself, and letting those people go get coaching to resolve their own triggers. They shouldn't be holding you back. But if they are pushing your buttons in the sense of being upset that they're upset, again, I would be looking at why you've got that button there to begin with, how they're pushing that button, and what you can do to rise above so that your mindset, your energy is one of sharing and generosity from that higher space, I guess you'd say. Again, if you're holding yourself back, thinking, oh gosh, what will people think of me? Get some coaching on that, because again, when you shift that, your business will take it to the next level, because you will show up a lot more authentically within your social media, within your messaging, and the people that you're supposed to be working with will 100% resonate with that vulnerability and the truth that you're putting out there. Attracting clients, your story matters, your messaging matters, and the confidence in yourself absolutely matters. Most likely, if you're a coach, you're an empath, a wellness practitioner, the clients that you're working with are those who are about 2 years or so ago, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, of who you were back then. If you think about, if you're somebody who works with the anxiety, let's say, and you've been able to master that, you've got the tools, you've got the skill set, you've got the belief that you can resolve your anxiety. Typically, your ideal client is you 2 or 3 years ago, because you can show up for that client like, yep, believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. And so your story, your success is your strength in sharing that vulnerability of this is where I've been, this is where I'm going. So you want to be able to put in your messaging some of your vulnerabilities so that your clients can start to read it or see it or hear it and go, yeah, that sounds like me. And it's just completely natural within our instincts to work with people who sound like me, who are familiar. You've got to know that within your business, because if you're somebody who is projecting somebody that you're not, you're gonna have a really difficult time with the clients that you attract. And in fact, they're going to probably reflect that back to you. So it's like, can't keep doing this. So coming back to your messaging, that sounds like me. Even if you're, let's say that even if you're a tutor or somebody there, an educator, a trainer, you want to be able to talk about, what it feels like for you in the classroom. And then this is why it matters to me on getting past the bullies or getting past the difficult, uncomfortable feelings so that you can succeed. And so you want those listeners, those your potential clients, to really start connecting in with you before they've even reached out. So let's talk. Thinking about social media, thinking about the messaging that you put out there. Let's just say, let's try this on like trying on shoes, and notice how your body responds to this. Let's say I do a post about this, or like I use really pink, bright fonts. I don't put a photo of me. I'm like, I'm really good at what I do, guys. Who wants a session? When you see a post like that, or if you can even imagine creating a post like that, who wants in? Like, can you feel your body saying, like, it's a little bit iffy? Uh, it gets better. Let's say I do a post that says $50 for a session to get rid of your business stress. I've deliberately picked that picture to be a bit cheesy. But if you feel into your sensory experience, who wants a session with who wants a session with something, yeah, with marketing and messaging like that? All right. Let's say I do a post that says, look at me, I got this really cool certificate that proves I can help you. Again, who wants a session? Noticing how your body's responding to this, noticing what's messing, notice what's missing in that messaging. Clearly, there's no sentiment, there's no vulnerability, there's no open doors to connect. It's just quite, no, well, for me anyway, it's like, I'm not sure about this. I don't trust it yet. All right, this one's interesting. Let's say I do a post, sphere healing sessions available. Who wants in? Now, hopefully your body is actually saying like, thank you, no thank you, because truth be told, I made up sphere healing. Maybe one day I'll actually create that modality. But if you are somebody who is doing mediumship, somebody who's doing kinesiology, somebody who's doing, I have no idea, any other modality, you know what it is. And you kind of forget what it was like to uh, work out what it is and what it provides and what's the benefits of it. So if you're somebody there that's saying like, I do kinesiology, I do NLP practitioner, like I do whatever you're saying, you know, it's hitting the mark for the people who are completely unfamiliar with your linguistics. You're pushing them aside. I remember walking past a Chinese herbalist once who had this pamphlet at the front door, and she just listed out her resume. I do Chinese herbs, I do NLP, I do blah blah blah. And I stood back and going, that's great that you've got that resume, but do you work with women's fertility? Do you work with men's issues? Do you work with sports injuries? Like, what do you work with? Like, what is your focus? And I just thought, I can tell that this person is so desperate for clients, that so much want to prove that they're good at what they do, and yet they don't actually tell you in their marketing what they do. And so my cheesy little picture there of sphere healing, hopefully it's hitting a mark to say that's great if you've got this fancy la-di-da modality, but actually what problem do you solve? Does that make sense? Alrighty. Let's say I'm still back on that the post examples. Let's say I do a post that says, "Are you feeling stressed about attracting clients?" Imagine what life would be like if your schedule was full of paying clients who actually value what you do. How is your body responding to that? Do you notice that there's an identity of, well, sorry, I'm outlining like what I do, how I can help, imagine the solution. It doesn't take very much in a sentence or two to really get somebody's attention. And I know that in the marketing world they'd call that a hook or clickbait or whatever, but it is about coming back to the essence of the solution that you provide and understanding that the problem that your client's currently trying to solve. Typically, nobody actually wants to sign up for coaching unless there's a problem that they don't. Yeah, if life was perfect, they wouldn't need coaching. Like, so they're typically looking for a solution. Okay, now this one's going to test you. Let's say I do a post with a testimonial. Are you feeling stressed about doing everything in your business, yet you're not getting anywhere? You know, my clients succeed at earning 20K plus months with the process that I personally use. Sign up for my effective 5-step process. How does your body respond? Because I've tested this in group coaching with some of my clients, and some people had some money beliefs about, oh, like that's a bit in your face. And some people were like, oh, please, thank you, the answer. And they were leaning in. So there's not one right way with your marketing that's going to be like, yep, this is the recipe, this is the steps. Even like in a sales call, which is a whole nother video. But people think that there's a whole script in doing a sales call, and it's like, say this, do this, say this, do this. And it's not. A sales call, which I've gone completely off tangent, is about connecting in with the person in front of you. What problem can you solve? And are you a good fit? So it's about getting to know that person instead of thrusting your business upon them. And so this comes in hand with the marketing that you're doing, the messaging that you're putting out there. If you're somebody who is a money coach and it's like, yep, I absolutely help and these are the results, this is the cash, this is the numbers, then that's fantastic because that's the clients that you're going to attract who you are going to talk at the same level. But if you're talking to somebody who's a little bit broken, defeated, hopeless, that money talk can actually be really consuming and overwhelming. And so it's going to repel people away. So again, it's just my way of identifying that there's actually no right way, more than identifying the type of client that you want to work with, the solutions that you provide them. Now, the success of your business is going to come back to your beliefs, which is fantastic because you are absolutely at cause in creating the success. I know for myself, when I moved from one-on-one coaching to group coaching and training, that I felt quite comfortable. I do, I feel fantastic and confident in the one-on-one space. Love it, love it. But then when I had that 9-month wait list, it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to learn how to do more group work. And that's when I learned how to host retreats and NLP training, NLP master training, intuition stuff, spiritual groups. I dived straight in because I wanted to work out what was the buttons that were being pushed up against that previously I said I couldn't do. And it was like, no, actually, it's all just comes back to me and my willingness to step into that leadership space. And so when I say here that your beliefs matter, the next level of success that you want to create in your business means that it's going to be new. What worked for you to get you where you're up to is actually now creating a ceiling. And it's about identifying what is the strategies that you can now do to implement that next level of success. It's about identifying who's already doing what you want to do and having a look at their mindset, their beliefs, their actions that they're taking, and really studying what is going on there that's enabling them to just effortlessly open the doors so that their clients can come in. As I've already said there, the greater the limitation is within yourself, the greater it's going to be reflected back at you within the clients that you attract. So if you're somebody who's moving more into that group space, you're going to find that for a while there, you're going to be either jealous of the people who are doing group work, or you're going to be triggered by the clients that you're currently attracting because they're wanting the group work. So the universe is going to find a way to really magnetically pull you to what your intuition wants you to do. Now, this one's awesome. One of the greatest tips that I can give you is to actually clear the limiting belief that you need clients. Because before I give you that answer, do you know why? Like, why would you want to get rid of the belief that you need clients? Well, anytime that you're in that space of need, you are dropping your energy into scarcity, fear, lack, doubt, overwhelm. You are coming down into the ego limited one point of view. And so the need for clients means that you're going to manifest in more reasons to need clients. If you can pivot that and shift it to my choice to work with clients, I want to work with clients, all of that excited energy, then that is going to radiate from the inside out. And that's what's really attractive to people. You know yourself, if you've ever come across somebody who's a bit desperate and needy, and it's sort of like, yeah, like, thank you, no, thank you. I'd rather spend my time with somebody who's like energized. Well, I can't say that enough, is like when you are there and it's by choice because you want to be there, there's something really alluring about that. And that's the type of that's the type of coach or trainer that I would want to work with, is the one who's just excited to be there by choice, not by that sort of desperation-y kind of feeling. Hopefully that makes sense. Working with a coach to be able to shift any limiting beliefs on why you need clients needs to be resolved and dissolved. So we're going to pivot again for a second there. I want you to think of a time when you worked with a client to achieve a positive outcome. Like, think of your fantastic favorite clients that light you up, and it's like, yay, I get to talk to such and such today. What was it like for you? Thinking about that person, thinking about the results that you achieved in that session, what did you say to yourself? What did you feel? What did you see? What did you, as the coach, wellness professional, hear? What did you say to yourself? Because, gone ahead, sorry. Because that's the energy that you want to be putting into your messaging. It's like, yeah, I saw this particular client, they were feeling a bit defeated, through XYZ, both of us came away feeling lit up. We could see the possibility of what they could create. And really knowing that she had the internal validation within herself and was saying the positive things, we both came away super excited. This is the type of things that you can easily put in your messaging, wrap it up with a bit more of a story around it. But this is what lights you up. It's going to light up potential clients, like what is possible. Before we wrap this up, I want you to think about, what problems do you actually solve? And if we were in a group setting, I'd get everybody else to reflect back to you on, what problem do you solve? Do you solve somebody's anxiety? Do you solve somebody's broken heart? Do you solve somebody's business problems? Like, what problem do you solve? And you want to get really, really specific on that. Journaling again, I want you to think about, who do you actually want to work with? For me, I want to work with wellness professionals. I want to work with empaths. I want to work with coaches who are lit up by transformation and helping others. They're the people that I want to work with. I don't typically want to work with, what I would say, business people in suits, that corporate mindset. I don't understand it. My husband works in corporate. I get it, but I don't want to work with it. Like, it's sort of like, different values. So it comes back to getting really specific on, who do you want to work with. The other contrast on that is, I don't want to work with athletes and sports people. don't understand it. They could probably teach me more than I could teach them. So that would not be a good fit. So get really fussy with who do you want to work with, and like magic wand kind of scenario, your ideal client. Are they a mum? Are they single? Are they a couple? Do they have anxiety? Do they have, I have no idea, phobias? Like what who do you want to work with? Students, kids, babies? Again, another one. I don't want to work with little people. I've 4 children. I want to work with the grown-ups. So I go to play with clients. Your messaging to who you want to work with. You want to think about what is it that keeps them awake at night? What is it that they're complaining about or venting about with their friends? What is it that, yeah, again, what is their pain points that you can actually provide a solution? Because this is what you want to be putting in your messaging. And then following that, then is talking about what it feels like to have that solution. I think Tony Robbins or a lot of the business people would say to you, people buy, they actually buy feelings. They're not buying the thing, they're not buying the car, they're buying the sense of power or the safety or they're not actually buying the car. And that's where if you think about one of the great teachers, Maya Angelou would say, is like people don't remember what you said, they remember how they felt in your energy or felt in your company. Her words are a lot more eloquent than that, but this is the type of thing that you really want to be projecting in your messaging, the sense that life can be easy, that it's important that we get you feeling better, that it's easier to have a abundant life than it is to be in scarcity and fear. Communicate to your clients about the potential that they can actually have that. And even if you're somebody who does get testimonials, ask your clients to write testimonials to tell other people that it is possible to shift and change. Not, go talk to Claire, go talk to such and such. Is like tell people that they don't have to be stuck in their limitations. Like getting all excited. So that's it for my slideshow here. But hopefully, I've been able to provide some insights into ideas of what you can start to communicate to your clients. The messaging is such an integral part of letting people know who you are, where you've been, where you're moving to, and building up that connection one conversation at a time. You might not be verbally talking about it. It may be one post, but it is literally one conversation at a time. I'm talking to you right now. It's one conversation at a time. The minute that somebody steps into like, how do I commute to many all at once? I think you'll find your energy shift, and it's not so much coming from the heart space, it's coming from the mind. But something to play with, right? So I hopefully that's helped. And get curious about your messaging, get curious about who you want to work with. And I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.